Hello. I thought that I would come on live, knowing that most of you will probably watch this later. But I wanted to come from the place where I have been finding the most healing and comfort and support lately, which is this beautiful creek you can see behind me. And I just wanted to come on and share a couple of things about the Plant and Flower Essence Healing Practitioner training. I know it's a really long name, but I wanted it to be very specific. Give me a thumbs up just to let me know that you can hear me and I'm not competing with the birds and the creek too much. So first of all, why it's called what it's called. Flower essences, that's typically what we call plant and flower essences. Thank you. I really wanted to include plants in the name because it's not all about flowers, and you could be really drawn to working with plants and have little calling to specifically flowers. So I wanted it to be really clear that plant and flower essences. We also take essences and use essences of the earth, of mountain ranges, of gems, crystals, goddesses, energies. There are so many different essences that you can work with. So that's the plant and flower essence. I wanted to make it a little bit more inclusive than just flower essences. And as you know now, it's even more inclusive than that. And then the term healing practitioner. So the word healer has been in use for a long time. I use it. I'm an energy healer. That's my profession. But the word healer is a little bit misleading because a healer generally, for the most part, doesn't heal a person. A healer holds healing space. A healer acts as a mirror, a guide, sort of a partner on the journey, a leader. There are all different ways that a healer shows up for our clients and students. But to assume that the healer is actually taking the responsibility for the healing is a misconception. So I use the term healing practitioner because when you work with flower essences with clients, you are a practitioner for sure, and you hold healing space, but you are not healing the person. The person is healing themselves. The flower essences help, the practitioner helps, the healing space helps. All of that is really relevant and important, but I think we're in an age now where we can give responsibility to the individual. You are healing yourself. You are using these tools to heal. You are allowing these tools to help you heal. So that's a bit just about the title. Plant and Flower Essence Healing Practitioner Training. And then if you've been reading about, on my website or on my posts or anything, you see that I call it a portal for education and transformation. So I want to talk a little bit about that as well. You are learning, there is education. You are learning all about the plant and flower essences. You are learning about being a healing practitioner, specifically what I'm calling therapeutic coaching. So it's not being a therapist, it's not just being a coach, it's combining the therapeutic space with the coaching mentality. And the coaching mentality meaning working towards specific results and holding the person accountable that they can do it, that they can make the change, they can move forward, as opposed to a therapeutic space of just listening. Where did I get on a tangent? Education and transformation. So there is a significant educational portion, or a significant educational element. You are learning the history, you are learning the mechanics, how these work, how to use them, how to collect them, how to be in good therapeutic healing space. All of that is very present. That's why I can call it a training. But almost like secretly behind the scenes, all of the constructs that hold the essences and their healing power, those constructs also hold your healing power. So as you learn about and dive into the container and the reality that these plant and flower essences and gem essences and earth essences allow you to heal in this profound way, you then become able to heal in this profound way. Space opens up for growth in personal ways, professional ways, financial ways, romantic ways. There's so much that can open up when you allow yourself to be held in the healing container. And any good practitioner who's working in the healing arts with other folks is holding a solid container. That is where the magic happens. And that's kind of the secret about being a healer or a healing practitioner, is that the holding of the container is, I would say, about 80% of the work. And the holding of the container means holding yourself to certain standards as well, as the practitioner. So this is just a little taste of some of what we will get into in the training program. So now some of the logistics. The training program begins the 17th of August and it ends about midway through December. So before we get into winter holiday madness, you will have completed your course. Also during that time, by the way, Chiron is in retrograde. And Chiron in retrograde is pointing to the healing of the deep wounds, the wounds that have been hiding. And Chiron is the wounded healer. So this is specifically for you that feels like a healer. And another important piece is you don't have to be a professional healer, a professional practitioner. You don't have to have clients. You don't have to want to have clients. This training, not only does it give you a more clear understanding of how the healing world works, and so you can use that for yourself, friends, family, pets, the earth, but it really holds the space for you to transform. So you can go through the training with or without the desire to be a professional flower essence healing practitioner. It kind of doesn't matter. Most people are taking the training because they're called to grow into the next phase of self. And growing into the next phase of self, like I said, could be professionally. Some people have been sort of trying to get the business going and it's not quite happening. There's something out of alignment. Great. Let's bring that into the container. Let's let that shift. Let's let you heal whatever, heal or realign whatever the thing is that is out of alignment, that is stopping you from being where you want to be or having what you want to have. When your desires and your actions are in alignment with your true self, nothing can stop you. And so sometimes it's aligning the actions, sometimes it's aligning the desires, sometimes it is understanding more of your true self. And all three of those things happen in this program, happen in this container. That was good. I'm going to remember that. So it's those three things, right? Your actions, your desires, and your true self. I think the message is coming out loud and clear over and over and over and over and over and over and over again for me, for all my clients, all my friends, all my colleagues, everybody I know, is how can I be more of myself? How can I show more of myself? How can I more authentically express myself into the world? What are the things or the ways that I'm acting in the world that are actually not true and authentic representation of who I really am. And you know what? That takes work. There are very few people in my experience, in my sphere, who just grow up being all of who they are without any sort of misaligned conditioning or, limiting beliefs. Like, that's just part of the human experience. We have that experience, and we have to learn, we have to find ourselves again. So when I say that something is out of alignment, I do not mean that there's something wrong with you. I do not mean that you're doing anything wrong. All I mean is there is more of you to love. There is more of you to discover. There is more of you to get in touch with and to let come out into the world. So I think I'm going to stop there for now and keep this digestible. And if it interests you, please contact me. I'm closing registration August 1st. The reason for that is that when you sign up, you receive a full set of flower essences, and I'm going to place that order for those flower essences on August 1st. If you decide to sign up, you don't have to get the flower essences. If you're really coming for the personal transformation and not to be a practitioner, you can opt out of getting the full set of flower essences, and then that does take your cost down a little bit. So I urge you to just reach out and talk to me, even if you're just curious, because there are all sorts of options. Sometimes just having a conversation gives you clarity, like, yeah, you know what, that's really not for me, or wow, I'm really, really intrigued by this. There's something here for me. Let me find out more. So I encourage you to have conversation with me. I love talking to you. I love meeting new people, and I love hearing about where you are in your journey and what you need. And I can be really honest about this container, this class, and myself, and if we can provide you with something that would be beneficial. You have all kinds of choices that you can make about how you move forward with your healing journey in your life. And I am here to present my offering, and we can learn together whether it might be the right medicine for you right now. Thank you so much for joining me. I will talk to you soon. I'll come back and talk more, but please reach out to me if you have questions or are curious. Have a great day.